Hello, all my lovely viewers. Today we'll be talking about that vegan teacher. Now, who's that vegan teacher? Well, you live under a rock if you don't know who she is. She's a vegan. She teaches quote unquote people how to act when it comes to animals. But I'll be talking about some stuff that she says that is factually incorrect, as well as some people she supports that is also known for abusing animals. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into the meat and potatoes. That's what the people still say. I don't know. I don't know what the commentary channels say anymore. I just know what I say, and it's funny.
Responding to comments today over on YouTube, and here's what you just wrote. It should be illegal in all countries where people have dogs and cats as pets to feed them a plant-based diet. Okay, well, don't you think it depends what they're feeding them? Like if somebody's just feeding their dog or their cat cucumbers all day, obviously they're not going to get all the right nutrients because there's not a wide enough variety of foods.
Now, I don't like using UK stuff because I live in America. I like using American stuff, but the UK is not stupid, so I'll use it in the UK. Bluecross.org.uk. The short answer is no. Cats cannot be vegetarian or vegan. Cats are obligate carnivores, which means they need meat in their diet. With a rise in plant-based diets in the UK, many have started to consider altering their pet's diet too. I can't speak today. I'm losing my fucking mind already. Now, the problem is cats require a much higher level of protein than dogs and humans, and their ability to digest and use carbohydrates is much lower. Meaning that, since plants are mostly carbohydrates, cats can't eat that. Right, they are mostly carbohydrates. I believe that's right. I don't know, I'm not a nutritionist. Additionally, taurine, an amino acid which is needed for many of your cat's vital tissues and organs, including their heart, is an essential part of a cat's diet. Cats cannot make their own taurine, so they must have it in their diet. Taurine can only be found naturally in animal-based proteins, and it's really important for their eyesight, growth, and immune system. Now, I know people aren't stupid, right? You can understand that a cat's immune system's being bad is not good. It's also not good for their eyesight and growth to be stunted. This means cats need to eat meat to get important nutrients that are not available in vegetables. Cats can become very ill if given a plant-based diet. Cats cannot be given a plant-based diet. There's no way that you can argue for a plant-based diet for cats. Now, for dogs, you can. However, the big however is they don't get the protein they need because, as I said, cats may require more, but dogs still require a lot. I don't know the percentage. I know the percentage a human requires because I was looking at that. Dogs also need this amino acid, such as taurine and L. I can't pronounce that. I'm not gonna try. And they may suffer from vitamin and mineral deficiencies. Now, most of this in dogs can be handled by supplements or other things like that. However, it's still easier and typically better to just give them meat-based diets. Like, they need grain and meat both together. It's not just one or the other. You should not be applying human standards to animals. Animals eat each other all the time. If your dog's out in the wild, they will eat whatever they can catch. That is how it works. They are wolves. They were bred from wolves. They are part of the Canis species. They are wolves. Well, human-loving wolves, but still wolves. Saying you can give your cat a plant-based diet is dangerous. You're going to get animals killed if you support this. So, a vegan teacher, if you love animals so much, I suggest you don't support plant-based diets for cats because they will die. Usually from kidney failure, as well, that's what cats normally die of, sadly. That's just a fact of life. Most common cat killer is kidney failure. Anyway, cats can't eat. Well, dogs can, but cats cannot eat a plant-based diet. There's no way you're being asinine if you believe they can.
So if it's a dog or cat based vegan diet, though, that's vet approved, I don't see what the problem would be.
No vet worth their money would suggest a plant-based diet for cats. They rarely suggest it for dogs. Why would they suggest it for cats, which are obligate carnivores, meaning they need meat? You're being stupid. You're applying human standards to animals, and that's not how you do it. Your arguments are stupid. Your idea here is stupid. I'm not against vegans. You know, if you want to eat, if you don't want to eat meat or animal products or use animal products tested on animals, go ahead. I try not to do the latter, but you know, in America, everything is tested on animals, sadly. But in terms of like animals eating other animals, cats need meat. That is not a fact you can change. They need meat. You cannot give them plant-based. No vet will suggest plant-based. You can look around, but the only ones you'll find are quacks.
You know? However, on the other hand, maybe there should be a new rule which says that anybody who eats animals should not be allowed to have them in their house alive. You know, you never know. At any time, someone could get hungry and eat their cat or dog. People are crazy.
Now, this has never been a problem historically. Historically, dogs were used for hunting, and cats were used for protection. They were protection of like crops and shit like that because they took care of rodents. These animals have a symbiotic relationship with us because of years of breeding and crossbreeding and just humans doing what humans do. This is something that they cannot change. They are intrinsically tied to us, and I'm okay with that. I love animals. I love cats, dogs. I love them. I have a lot of cats right now because we rescued a bunch of strays, and I know a decent amount about the diet because of that. I know a lot about dog diets as well. Hence why I said you're not entirely wrong with the plant-based dog diet. I wouldn't do it because I'm smart, but you know, if you want to do it, you want to spend $10,000 every single year on dog food and supplements and all that. Sure, go ahead, do it. I'm not gonna blame you. It's your money. Spend it how you want. I'm not gonna do it. I prefer to make sure that my dogs have the food they need. They're healthy, and I don't spend my entire fucking paycheck on dog food or cat food. But my cats have took a lot of my money, but still, it's you're not being truthful. Also, why would anyone want to eat a family member? Pets are family members. It's very, very rare that someone will eat their family. You're being what's the word? Facetious. Fucking speech impediment. You're being hyperbolic. You're being a cunt. You're being a twat just for the sake of making an argument, because that's all you can do at the end of the day. You don't have any good arguments, so you have to be a twat to make them. Which is fair. I get it. I'm a twat sometimes to make my arguments. But usually my arguments are based in facts and logic, not my feelings. So I can't relate to why you would make such a logical leap when for decades, no, centuries, we've had symbiotic relationships with these animals.
Responding to comments today, and here's what you have to say over on YouTube. This is in response to a video I just posted. I feed my dog a vet recommended food, which is a holistic real meat and real fish-based food. What do you mean by holistic meat? Like gerbils, hamsters, mice?
Now, with most words, holistic has two definitions. We're gonna go with the medical definition because I assume that's closer to the actual definition the guy meant. Characterized by the treatment of the whole person, taking into account mental and social factors rather than just symptoms of an illness. I don't know how that works with meat, but if it's taking into account the entirety of the animal, I guess it would be holistic. Which probably means it has everything it needs, like for joint health, bone health, healthy coats, whatever. It has everything the animal needs, which, again, which is what I said. Vets will rarely suggest a plant-based diet. It's not impossible, but they understand that the positives of a meat-based diet for dogs and cats especially, outweigh the negatives of plant-based ones. Especially for cats, because plant-based ones typically lead to cats getting ended, game ended. And what dogs can, it's just not cost effective. As I said, if you have the money to spend, do it if you want to, but not everyone has the money to do that. It's a lot of money to buy those supplements. I was hyperbolic and I said 10,000. I think it's closer to like maybe probably around the amount it takes to feed your family for a month for a dog as well. Well, maybe not your family, but you as a person, which is fair. Most people feed their dogs and cats what they eat, which I'm not against. If you have extra like hamburger meat, then yeah, you should probably make some for your dog so it doesn't go to waste, or your cat or whatever. But still, you're not taking into account the whole picture of the health of these animals. You're pushing your bias on these animals. You're doing exactly what you criticize others for doing whenever they force them to eat meat. Force them, quote unquote, as if they won't eat meat or whatever they can get in the wild. You're just being stupid for the sake of being stupid.
Crickets, like, I don't know, what are you talking about? Don't you find it strange that your own vet is recommending that you kill other animals? Like, that would be like me as a nurse recommending that my patients kill people. Like, it's so weird. Don't you find it strange that your own vet is not vegan? Like, how bizarre is that? It doesn't make any sense. When I was a new nurse, doctors used to smoke. It's a long time ago. And they weren't aware of the latest research. And even when they were, they still kept recommending smoking because they themselves used to smoke and they were in denial. So maybe find yourself a vegan doctor.
Now, if you want to get technical, like really, really, really technical, veterinarians swear an oath just like doctors do to care about the welfare of animals. So there's a good argument to be made that they should all be vegan or vegetarian at the very least. But at the end of the day, if you're taking care of your patients and any other patients that come in, like that you find on like the street or whatever, I feel like you're fulfilling your oath. You're taking care of the welfare of animals. Regardless if you eat meat or not, that animal's dead. It's gonna die regardless. It's already dead. It's done and over. Doesn't matter. It's you not buying it will not mean it's not gonna die. It'll just go to somebody else and they'll eat it. So I don't think you can, like, there's a moral argument for it, but like logically speaking, it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because the animal's already dead. You buying it, the vet buying it, isn't gonna change. Isn't gonna magically bring it back to life. It's still gonna be dead. People are still gonna eat it. It doesn't matter.
What you looking for? We got what you looking for. What you looking for?
What I'm looking for is some moral consistency. What we have here is a dad who is very supportive of his son who likes to wear girls' clothing, whatever that means. I'm okay with kids wearing whatever. The only thing I'm hoping for is if the dad is against oppression, that he is also against the oppression of innocent animals.
Now, if you don't know, I'm pretty outspoken about my dislike of PETA. I don't like PETA. Not because it protects animals or whatever, but because, why does PETA have a 57% like rate of euthanasia compared to private shelters with a 5%, public shelters with a 7%, and all agencies with a 5%? Explain to me why that number's so high. Then, don't get me started on cats. Don't get me started on cats. 71% for PETA. Private shelters 7%. Public 16%, and all agencies 10%. Okay? Now explain to me why these numbers are so high for PETA. This organization that's supposed to be for helping animals. It's supposed to be for helping animals, and it's killing them at a rate faster than any other shelter. Explain that to me. Explain it. And this is not a new thing. It's been going on for years. This is 2020. This is 2020 numbers. It's been going on for years. how many animals has Peter killed? How many can you say Peter saved versus how many it's killed? Because based on these numbers, we can look at the amount of animals killed at a normal shelter, and then like at a normal shelter, then do math to come to a conclusion of how many animals Peter has roughly killed. And I'm willing to guarantee that the numbers Peter has killed is going to rival some of the like actual meat processing plants that you complain about. Because PETA is not a good organization. They talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, they are not for the protection of animals. They kill them. They kill animals at an alarming rate, a rate faster than any other shelter. And that's alarming to me. It is shocking that an organization can claim to be for animals and still contribute such horrendous things. Also, the oppression thing, and I'm not here to be political, but you're just stupid. You're just stupid. Animals and humans experience oppression at different levels. An animal being oppressed is not the same as a human being oppressed. An animal cannot understand why, like, they don't have the mental capacity to understand they're being misjudged to some degree. When it comes to like cows and stuff like that, they can't tell. But a human can understand why they're being mistreated. They can understand that it's because they're trans, they're gay, they're bi, whatever. They understand that. That's why people care more about human mistreatment versus animal mistreatment. Is that right? You can argue that humans have a higher level of intelligence than most animals, so we, like in Asher Ladder, we are the apex and we matter the most. I'm not gonna make that argument. You could. I'm not gonna though. It's just a fact. Humans understand more, so we are more aware of how we're being mistreated.
I'm really hoping that he has managed to maintain his child's vegan virginity, that he didn't destroy it by shoving dead body parts down his throat without his consent. Kids don't know the difference between eating an apple and eating a corpse. They don't know about factory farming and the hell that goes on there. So if this dad is against oppression, I sincerely hope that he will, if he's not yet, he will become vegan and he will educate himself and his son. And one site that they can both go to is one called PETAkids.org, where you can learn about what happens to the animals and be vegan from now on. Yeah!
Now, I don't know if y'all can tell based on my vernacular. Probably not. But I grew up in the South. You can't tell by my accent, but my vernacular, I make sure to say ain't, y'all, and other things like that. So you understand that I grew up in the South. So when I say this, it's from, like, where I grew up. I knew at a young age what meat was. Like, maybe... I think I've always known, actually. I can't think of a time where I didn't know. I've always known that meat is animals. I am not stupid. Kids are not stupid. They can grasp the concept of meat. Now, factory farming, it has a lot of different implications to the environment than just animals. There's a lot of negative things we shouldn't do factory farming. I understand why we do it because how fast America specifically eats meat is fucking large. We need to cut back on a lot of food we eat, to be honest. America's pretty unhealthy. just say unhealthy. It's not the way I was thinking, but let's say unhealthy. And that has nothing to do with us American not being vegan, because you can be healthy and still eat meat, and you can be unhealthy and eat vegan stuff. It's nothing to do with what you eat entirely. But yeah, it's still just, you don't know what you're talking about. Again, you say PETA, but as I said, PETA is known for killing more animals than a lot of other shelters. PETA kills animals at a rate faster than a lot of diseases kill animals, actually, now I think about it. PETA is the worst thing to happen to animals. Aside from, like, factory farming and other mass farms like that. I guess, if you want to argue that. Well, some of them I may argue that, like chickens maybe, and cows. Pigs, I'll get to pigs in a minute. I'll get to pigs in a minute. We'll talk about them in a minute.
Responding to comments today, here's what you say. As a pan-romantic, demi-romantic, asexual. I do not support the vegan teacher. That's such a shame. I need more people like you to support me. More people who aren't narcissists. Yeah. Thank God you talk about others and the real victims. Yeah.
I really hate when grifters like that vegan teacher and other grifters like that start using the LGBTQ plus UA. I don't know. I don't know what's going on that. There's a joke there I couldn't find though. Anyway, I don't like when these grifters use like the LGBTQ or any other movement to try and push their narrative, and that's something that the vegan teacher especially is guilty of. Taking others' content like Comic Chris, made some TikToks. That's what she does. She makes TikToks. They're funny. Honestly, you should check out. If you watch TikTok, maybe some YouTube people. If you watch TikToks, you should check out her TikToks. They're pretty funny. And if she does shorts as well, you should check out her shorts. Just check out her channel. I'll link it somewhere. I don't know where, but I'll link it somewhere. Point is, she uses these movements, these videos, these whatever, to try and push this vegan narrative, which again is not inherently a bad thing. You can talk about being vegan, you can talk about the benefits of being vegan. There are benefits, there are not just negatives. Well, there's not really a lot of negatives. Aside from the fact that most of the organs that actually process like plant-based food not working correctly anymore due to humans evolving past the need for it. But yeah, there's positives and negatives to every single lifestyle you take. There's never a lifestyle that's always the best pick, especially when it comes to diet. Because let's say you are anemic and you need a lot of iron, then eating red meats like beef make more sense because it gives you a lot of iron. Or if you are a bodybuilder, you need a lot of protein, so eating meat then makes sense because you don't want to eat like 8,000 fucking servings of beans or whatever. Oh god, that'd be awful. 8,000 servings of beans. Oh god, please in me. And like you're summarizing everything to this level that doesn't make sense. It's just you don't know what you're talking about. That's what it feels like. It feels like you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know how to feel about that because you're claiming to be a teacher, but you don't know the subject you're talking about. You don't know health. You don't know nutrition. I know more about nutrition than you do, and I'm not a nutritionist. I just use Google. I use my friend Google and do some basic research. You should try it. You should really try it because it helps a lot.
Hey there! So you talk to God too? Well, that's so cool. I mean, I'm not sure about your God, but my God tells me not to hurt animals. My God tells me to save animals.
I think the only time the Bible actually mentions killing animals is Isaiah 66:3. He who slaughters an ox is like one who kills a man. He who sacrifices a lamb, like one who breaks a dog's neck. He who presents a grain offering, like the one who offers pig's blood. He who makes a memorial offering of frankincense, like one who blesses an idol. These have chosen their own ways, and their soul delights in their abominations. Now, I'm not a Bible channel. I don't really like the Bible. I'm pagan. I don't follow Christianity. But let me give you a little fact. That's about being pagan. That's not about veganism. That's about being pagan. And then there's another one that says, whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. That's another one you could say is about veganism, but it's more about caring about your animals. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast, meaning his animal. So I don't know if you can really say God tells you to eat vegan without lying. I feel like this is just another lie you're telling people. Well, maybe not a lie. I guess the Bible's open for interpretation. But based on my very literal understanding of things, and I guess even up to interpretation, those aren't really verses about being vegan. They're more about like just not worshiping false idols and protecting your animals. So that's not really being vegan, because you don't see livestock as your animals. You see it as livestock, food, produce, not your animals. So technically speaking, it wouldn't count. Although I do think it would mention porks, and you can't eat pork since Jewish people can't eat pork. They can't eat pork, right? That's what Jewish people can't eat? I think so. Anyway, point is, Bible doesn't say it's bad, so you're lying.
Okay, so you want me to stop pushing my beliefs on people. I'm trying to get people to stop hurting animals, and you want me to tell them to keep doing it. Like you. You want me to be more like you. Doesn't feel right. And by the way, the thing you said about animals overpopulating, that's just silly. You know, you should do some research before saying things like that.
Now, in terms of like cows and chickens, maybe you're right there. Maybe you're right there. Cows and chickens, maybe. And even pigs, you're not wrong, okay? But pigs in America, well, actually in most places I believe, are a invasive species, meaning they destroy ecosystems. So I see no issue killing them and eating them, if you want to make that argument. Cows only exist because humans are still alive. So I feel like some mutual like symbiotic relationships there as well. We breed them because we like to eat them, and the ones we don't kill don't die in the wild. And then chickens, well, I'm just sorry for chickens. They just get the shit in the stick. I apologize for chickens. But yeah, pigs are feral, wild, and out there. There's a lot of them, but they are invasive. So they are actually negative to the ecosystem. So if you care about animals, you should be for hunting feral pigs. Speaking of overpopulation, he's not entirely wrong. When it comes to like animals we breed, sure. But hunting and fishing actually helps take care of overpopulation. And usually fishing overpopulation is stuff like goldfish. People get tired of them and just throw them into the water. So that's more taking care of invasive species. But when it comes to hunting, human hunters actually help regulate the what's it called? The ecosystem. Because they don't, as long as it's not overhunting like people do in Africa. So in America, we have rules for hunting. And there's seasons you can hunt unless it's like really bad. There's a really, really big boom in population. Humans are predators. We are the apex of predatory species. We are what other predatory animals are afraid of. Because of that, humans have a responsibility to do the job of a predator and regulate the population of animals. And we can do it at a better degree than like wolves or lions can, because we have the intelligence behind the like grit to do it. So when it comes to breeding animals like cows, pigs, chickens, yeah, we breed them. They wouldn't overpopulate, really. Chickens are probably the ones most like pigs or chickens are the most likely to overpopulate. Cows will just go extinct without us. But when it comes to like hunting, like deer, alligators, stuff like that, humans actually play a part in helping the ecosystem, and we are needed to continue that as the apex predators of the world.
Responding to comments over here on YouTube, where people are so smart. And let's have a look at what's going on here today. So this person writes, you should have respect to the non-vegan. It's their life. Okay, so you think we should respect people who hurt animals. Got it. I know where you stand. I don't actually agree with you. I think we should respect people who are saving animals, not those who stab them with a fork and shove their body's down their esophagus, but hey, you know, what can we do? We're stuck with each other. What else? And don't tell them what to do. You don't want me to tell people to stop kicking cats and eating them. You don't want me to stop people from putting little pigs in gas chambers who are just 6 months old in the same way that the Nazis did that to the Jews. You want me to be quiet. Got it. And what else? What are you, God or something? Well, are you God? Seems like you are, because you have a lot of power, don't you? You have the power with your wallet to pay people to hurt animals, just for your taste pleasure. Are you God or something?
Now, for the gas chamber thing, I can't argue. That's pretty bad of us, to be honest. It's pretty bad of, mass farming. That's one of the negatives of it, as I was saying earlier. It's really bad. It's honestly awful. I feel bad for them. I wish there was I wish these companies would find a better way of killing pigs that was more humane than fucking treating them like that. That's awful. Now, as for the actual comment, it's more saying you can't convince people to join your side just by being aggressive. No, you have to debate. You have to, be open. You gotta have a conversation. Conversations are what change people's mind, not you calling them monsters for eating meat. This is something that psychologists have proven years ago, like maybe 20, 30 years ago. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. That's why, you see people who change people's mind. It's not the aggressive people typically, it's the people who are more calm about it. Like, let's say, example, me. I've changed a lot of people's mind whenever I'm calm. That's the thing. Whenever I'm calm, not whenever I'm being go-get. Not whenever I'm being this fucking fox boy bullshit I started. When I'm having a serious conversation and talking to people as a person, like I am now, I've changed people's minds because that's how you do it. It's not about, like, winning an argument. It's about changing people's mind. And I'm not going to tell you to eat vegan. I'm not going to tell you to eat meat. It's your choice. It's your life. Live it how you please. I will continue to eat meat just because I like meat. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I like meat. But I'm also not so arrogant and idiotic to believe that a cow is the same as a dog. Or I guess technically cows and dogs are closer to, like, relationship with us than a pig is, but still. I wouldn't do that. And pigs are, like, a very important part of medicine because of, like, us using parts of their heart to help us. Animals and humans have, well, not all, but dogs and cats have a symbiotic relationship with us, meaning it is beneficial for us to have each other. That and why would you eat a dog or a cat? There's cows. You go for the big animals, except for chicken. I don't know why we started eating chicken, but hey, you know what? It's healthier than red meat and pork, so I'll take it.
Responding to comments tonight, and here's what you write. Stop throwing yourself in a bad position and try doing things in a more kind way. Maybe people will start listening. Okay? So my response to you is that I cannot change you. I cannot make you into a good person. If you are racist towards the animals, no amount of me talking is going to make a difference. I'm here to talk to and educate people who actually want to learn and who have an open heart and an open mind. My job is not to make you vegan. My job is to make you aware that you can be vegan. What you choose to do is entirely up to you.
Okay, many things wrong with this. First off, you can change people's mind. That's the thing you can do. However, you won't do it with the way you're doing it. Second, you can't be racist to another species. They are not the same species as you. So it'd be speciesist, not racist. Racist is based on race. Your skin color, your ethnicity, your place of origin. Not what species you are. Like, say I hate, let's say hypothetically I hate dogs. I don't, I love all pets. But let's say I hate dogs, okay? I can't be racist towards a dog because it is not the same species as me. It is Canis, and I am Homo. What's humans now? I don't know. It's Homo something. I know. Funny, ha 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 ha. I'm Homo. Anyway, anyway, you're just wrong again. This is a common theme. You're just wrong. More like, your point isn't wrong technically. Like, you can say people are specious towards people, the animals that eat meat. Okay, I guess you could make that argument. I wouldn't because it's stupid, but you could. I wouldn't say racist. That's just getting the vernacular wrong. But yeah, it's. I guess it depends on if you care about getting your vernacular right. I do a lot because speech impediment, so I care about getting my vernacular right typically. But yeah, it's all about how you perceive, like, the difference between species and race, which is more telling about you, in my opinion. If you think two people of different races are different species, that's pretty sus. That's pretty sus if you ask me.
But don't you talk about my boy.
Hey, Isaac. Listen, I don't know if you realize, but that baby monitor that you have beside your baby's crib? Well, Atticus has figured out how to make phone calls with that. Yeah, and he and I have been having a few chats. He's pretty smart. And do you know why he's smart? Because at the age of 4 months, he is vegan. He hasn't been polluted with the corpses of innocent animals who didn't want to die. He's not part of the Holocaust. He's a good kid. He's a really good kid, and he's super cute too. And he told me that I should keep coming after you. He wants to remain vegan. He doesn't want his palate raped by his father, who shoves corpses down his body. He's perfectly happy with his mother's milk. That's vegan. So mama, keep feeding your baby that beautiful milk that you have, and do not start to feed your child corpses. Okay? All right.
What? What was just said? Pardon. Oh, I was leaning back to my chair while I listened to that. Pardon? That's the Holocaust? You're comparing it to Nazi Germany again? The Holocaust? Oh my god, I thought you couldn't get more ridiculous. Like, I understood the comparison between Jews and... actually, no, that was also pretty sus. Why did I mention that then? That was also pretty sus. Like, the comparison of the gas chambers was okay, but why would you compare... I don't know. Anyway, but man, comparing the death of animals used to father human life, comparing that to the arguably worst tragedy in human history. The arguably worst tragedy in human history. Man, I need a moment for that to sink in, by the way. Okay. Okay. Second, what did you say about his child's palate? you didn't want his father to R-word his child's palate? This puzzle can't be real. This has to be a joke. This has to be set. Okay. I have to recompose myself. Give me a second. Okay. Now, you are starters. Humans are animals. Okay. So, breast milk would not be vegan because you're taking an animal product. You're taking an animal product, okay? You can't pick and choose. Humans are animals. Any product from a human is also a product of an animal. Therefore, it is not vegan to consume breast milk. You also cannot give a child breast milk their entire life, so I don't know where you're on about. You won't be able to. There will be a point where he needs to eat, like, solid food, and it'll probably be meat. If the parents eat meat, then there's a good chance the child will also eat meat. This entire video is ridiculous. Leave this man and his kid alone. You're being a creep. What was that beginning bit? You were talking to a child on the telephone? That's weird. That's not just me, right? That's pretty weird, right? I know it's a bit, but like, oh, it's really weird. Anyway, I don't have anything to say. It's just weird. If you need to check, I need to compose myself again. If you're new to the channel and you like me making videos like this, I want to make more. So maybe I will. Who knows? If you like videos like this, you're new to the channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all down below, and tell me if you're vegan or not, and tell me why you're vegan. I would love to have a conversation about like different dietary needs for people. Even if it's like you just like vegan food better, that's a valid answer. I like having conversation with people about this stuff. It's not just me making videos talking about stuff. I wanna have a dialogue with people. So if you wanna like respond to a couple of these points in a video, I'd also welcome it. Just make sure you tag me so I can watch it. That's it. Just that. See you in the comments if you type. See you in the next video. Bye.